You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later God cut you down, sooner or later God cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar, go tell.
Hey up everybody, welcome to Thursday morning, and Thursdays are session days. Today we've got the 6x6 minute sub-threshold, all off 90 seconds recovery. The paces I normally run these at are around 4:05 a kilometre or just a touch under. But if you remember on Tuesday, my 4x10 minute session, I actually bailed that because I was still feeling so tired from the Sunday run when I ran up a mountain. So I'm going to go out today at my normal pace, and then I'm going to assess it after the first interval. If it feels as if I'm still carrying some fatigue, I'm going to do the sensible thing. I'm going to back it off. I'm going to drop it down to about 4:10. But if it's feeling good, I'll carry on. What I won't do is, if I'm feeling really good, I won't increase it, because that's just a silly thing to do. So that's it for now. I've got my warm-up done. Let's go for a run. Right, here we go. I've got good satellite connection. My heart rate monitor's connected. Let's go for a run. That's 2p cheaper. .406 average. I'll take that. That felt pretty much about where I'd expect it to do. Let's see how it feels on these next few. A 161. I had to back the pace off then, because running this way, this last 600 metres is into a headwind. So I increased the effort. Obviously that put the heart rate up, which were a silly thing to do. So, toughie that one. .406. Oh dear. Well, this is a toughie. Oh, 4 down, 2 to go. Working right at the top end of my range. Five down, 1 to go. And that's the session done. Wow. Oh, that were a toughie. I worked right at the top end of my range there. Good one in the bag though. Well, that actually went better than I expected. I'm really pleased with that. It was a tough session. The paces weren't as quick as what I could normally do on fresher legs, but I was working right in the zone for longer than what I have done on any of my previous sessions. And it's, how can I explain this? It's no big deal that I had to run a bit slower. I'm still putting the work in, if that makes any sense. The whole point of the Norwegian Singles is load management, and I knew that I'd done a run that was too long on Sunday with too much elevation. So load management, I've dropped my targets, my goals back this week to compensate for that. So even though my paces might have been a few seconds a kilometre slower, I was still hitting the right training zone. So that's a win. Right, I've got to get going. I've got work to go to. I've got a long distance to travel today. But before we go, you'll want to see the shoes. And today I wore the Leaning Fedian 5 Challengers with my favourite pair of monkey socks, because there's something magic about these shoes. Whenever you've got a hard session to do, you got some intervals or an up-tempo run, stick these on your feet and it's going to be magic. But that's it for now. Tomorrow's an easy run, so until tomorrow, I'll see thee. Hiya. Hi up everybody, welcome to Friday. Today we're going to be doing 60 minutes, all nice and easy. But we're through at Costadel, Aberystwyth, and it's in the low 20s today, and I get the pleasure of running in a singlet because this sunshine is absolutely glorious. The actual running route I'll be doing today, I'll be following the Aberystwyth 10k course. That's a race that's held here every year, and it's a charity race as well, and the course is really flat, really fast, and really recommended if you're after a PB. It's quite late on in the year, so it is a roll of the dice with the weather gods, but if it does land on a day where the weather's fortunate, then you will be on for a PB. So let's turn this camera around and let's go have a nice run. Well, it's absolutely glorious running in this sunshine. It's a proper summer's day. That sun is so nice. It's a proper treat, this is. I'm really enjoying it. But I am getting concerned because I didn't think about sun cream today, and doing this 60 minutes run now, there's a very good chance that when I finish it and take this singlet off, I'm going to have some tan lines, because my lily white winter skin, this is the first time it's had exposure to any kind of sunshine. So I'm expecting the comedy vest effect, but I don't care. Well, I've only got 15 minutes left on this run, and that's a shame because I'm enjoying it so much. But I've got to stick to plan. I've learnt by experience that when you get a bit greedy with the load on the Norwegian singles, it ends up biting you. So I'm going to get to 60 minutes and I'll stop and I'll stick to plan, because I want tomorrow's session to go just right. I don't want to be hitting it with tired feet. I'm just coming to the end of the run now. What we got? About 30 seconds left. And I've really enjoyed today. This sunshine has been fantastic. I have had an artificially high heart rate today, and that's going to be like that until I get some acclimation to the heat, because this is the first day this year when we've had some proper serious sunshine. So obviously, oh, there we go. Just stop that. Yeah, so obviously, until I get used to this heat, my heart rate's going to be a little bit higher than what it has been over the winter months. I really enjoyed it, and it's just such a nice route to go running around. It's lovely and flat. So before I go, I'll show you the shoes, and you've probably seen them already on the overlays. Today I wore my Dynafish Xiaonians. I've been looking forward to wearing these, and I'll probably wear them again on Sunday for my long run. They're just fantastic. Best shoes I own. If you haven't bought some already, treat yourself and get some, because you can use them for absolutely anything. But that's me done. I don't have to go home very quickly now and get cleaned up ready for work, because I'm not working today. I've come to Aber to pick the boy up from uni. So until tomorrow's park run, I'll see thee. Hey up everybody, welcome to Saturday morning, and that can mean only one thing. It's parkrun day, and today we're through at Grove Park again, but this time a little bit different. I always try and do something different each time. I'm trying out the new Coros pace strategy app. That was released just a short while ago in March. It's supposed to be fairly accurate, telling you how far in front or how far behind you are of your set goal. I've set it for 3:58 a kilometre, making sure that I'm just sub 20, and hopefully for anybody that's watching for the Norwegian singles, just a few weeks ago before I did the half marathon, I was running this at sub threshold effort as part of my half marathon training. So if the fitness is still there, I'm hopefully going to be keeping it sub threshold as well. But I've got to get my warm up done. Next time we speak, it'll be on the start line. I'll see you there.
Right, get ready guys, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, off we go!
And off we go. Let's see how good this pacer app is. So what I did do, just to remind you, is I set my average pace for 3 minutes and 58 seconds per kilometre, and that will bring me in at just under the 20-minute time. But if you look at the shadow there, I'm starting to have a problem straight away, and it's a bit of a top tip to anybody here. Before you go out using an app on your watch for the first time, before you actually go out running, try it at home before you set off, because right now all I can see on the screen of my watch is a map, and every time I try to rotate that bezel, nothing's happening. It's just stuck on the picture of the map. No numbers, no data, no distance, no pace. And it's at this point now where I'm thinking, you know what, it's ruined. I'm just going to have to run the whole of this to feel. There we go, that's all I can see, a map. When I rotate the bezel, and I'm rotating it, I'll say clockwise or forwards is the direction I'd like to say, nothing seems to happen. And here's where something absolutely brilliant happens. I have the brainwave of moving the bezel on my watch the opposite direction, and that is actually scrolling through the different screens. So as you can see the shadow now, I'm actually looking through all the different screens and picking the one that's going to help me pace this properly. The one I actually chose, right top centre, is really large numbers showing the estimated finish time. Happy days. So now I've got some useful data I can work from. On the watch face now, the map's gone, it's showing me a live feed that's updated continually of my estimated finish time, and it's using my current speed to work that out, and it knows exactly the course because I put the course on the watch. So it knows that if I continue running at the speed that I'm doing, it'll know exactly what time I'll be crossing that finish line. That's just the 1 kilometre marker there. Normally I'd be pressing the manual lap button just to time each and every kilometre to help me get my accuracy. But today I can't see my pace, I can't see anything on my watch without going through different screens. I've just got one great big number at the top that's telling me my estimated finish time. Well, we're settling into a nice rhythm now, and we're just approaching the car park end. This is the end of one of the great big long straights. If you've never run Parkrun before, it's basically two great big long parallel paths that are roughly about 700 metres long, and at either end there's a joining bit of path there to link them together. It's really flat, really fast, and the only thing that you can really grumble at is you've got a couple of 90-degree corners, but that's not a bad thing. That's good practice for doing some cornering, so that when you do get to a race that has corners, you're in a better place to do them. And back up the river path we go, and just on the left hand side, little sign there that tells you, just to remind you to keep left, because that's the sensible and safe thing to do when there's lots of people around you running. If you keep left, it'll just stop the collisions. And shortly after that there will be a 2 kilometre marker, and if you just watch my head, I'll automatically look towards my watch to see what my times are. Let's have a look. Yeah. And all I see is my estimated finish time. I'm pacing 20 today, mate. You want to join on?
I'll try to, yeah, that's perfect.
We're on 1957. 56, 4 seconds in front. So just after the swimming pool, there's the great big hill you've got to run up. Watch the size of this now. There's a little warning sign coming up on your right hand side that says nearly at the top. Here we go. Here's that great big climb, and I've actually counted it. It takes about 14 steps, 14 strides to get to the top of that. That is the hardest part of this course. It is unbelievably flat and fast. And now we get to run down a very, very slight downhill gradient towards a 3 kilometre marker. And when I do run by that marker, if you listen, you'll hear the beep as I press the manual lap button on my watch. Right, stay with me on this one. The hardest K. Last one never counts. And round this corner we go for the very last lap. The finish line is just up this straight here now. So we've got a whole lap, just this little bit extra to go. Things are going really well. I'm right on target for getting exactly where I want for my finish time. So around this top corner now, and as soon as you get round the corner you'll see the 4 kilometre marker and hear the last beep as I press my watch for the last marker. There we go, 1k to go. All the hard work's done, it's just cruising now to the finish line.
You're going to stride out now? Go on, you've got it, mate. I'll clear a path for you. Excuse, please. You all right, Linz? Well done, you. Excuse, please. Go on, mate. Charge through now. Back last corner, empty the tank. And yourself, mate. I'm pacing.
Yeah.
Right, one's finished straight. The Coros estimator is on 1955. Keeps bouncing on 1956. Let's have a look at 55.
Good job.
Let's see how accurate this pacing up is. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Cheers.
That's the parkrun done, and I'm really pleased how that went. The Pacer app works really well. When I started, all it showed was the map screen on my watch, which got me a bit concerned. I'd never used it before and didn't know what to expect. But scrolling through the different menus, it showed a live calculation of my finish time, which was really accurate. So instead of running to 3:58 a kilometre, I was just keeping that number just underneath the 20 minutes. And that also kept me sub-threshold as well for all you people that watch this for the Norwegian singles. My heart rate maxed out at 160, which is comfortably sub-threshold for me. So a good test of the Pacer app on the watch. It's only been out for 2 months. I'm going to look into all the different features it's got, and then I will do a full review of it on the channel and how to use it. But that's it for now. Oh, I'll quickly show you the shoes. Today I had on my Leaning Fedium 5 Challengers because they're just amazing shoes, and I'm always going to use these moving forward for my up-tempo or sub-threshold runs. They're just so easy to run at that kind of effort and intensity in. So that's me done for today. Time for me to get going. I'm starving hungry now, time for some breakfast. So until tomorrow's long run, I'll see you.